Now, in order to help you understand goal setting in the most professional manner possible, what I've done is I've extracted a section out of my second video on advanced goal setting, and I want to bring in and interleave my own thoughts with what I present there, because everything I've presented on that video at that particular point is extremely diplomatic. But what I want to do is I want to take you to another level, and that level is to take you beyond being diplomatic in the way that I present things and to put the truth on the table so that you won't get confounded and you won't get confused with what the real truth is. And I think that, to me, is vital. And to do this, what I do is I specifically bring in goal setting foundational blueprint basics. Now, if that seems like a very large set of words, it's what you need to understand in order to take your goal setting to the next level. And remember, all of this is revealed in my 8-series goal setting program, and this is extracted from the second video in the series. After completing video 1, and because you are now aware of the characteristics that separate goal achievers from those who set goals but don't achieve what they really want to, let's take a look at a relatively simple technique that anyone can apply to achieving their goals. And I call this applying the foundational blueprint beyond the goal-setting basics, because by applying this goal-setting basics blueprint, you are about to learn why you become far more effective in both creating and achieving your sales goals. Because in video 2, you will learn what it takes to get that something special at a highly charged emotional level to focus on, together with more time and effort than you had previously put into achieving your goals, because there, applying a foundational blueprint beyond the goal-setting basics is what you need. But before I begin to reveal the necessary underpinning foundational blueprint, I would like you to understand the vital groundwork I feel you should undertake in order to create the appropriate clarity that you will need to develop through a mindset that takes you to a number of levels above what is normally taught in 99% of goal-setting formulas. Now, I need to bring your attention to this one point as well, and it's what the 1% of professional salespeople deem to be the basics of goal setting, the basics of advanced goal setting. The majority of those that are not in the 1% bracket of professionals seem to dismiss this as something that they don't want to be part of. And instead, they practice a concept that most people consider to be traditional goal setting. Now, I have no idea what that means, but I do know that it's holding back the whole sales industry from setting their goals effectively and efficiently. In fact, what you're about to learn about the basics of goal setting is understood and worked at the top 1% of all salespeople level, as well as high-level business entrepreneurs, is what many of the professionals I know is considered foundational goal setting, but sadly, it has never been really accepted by the majority of those who say they practice traditional goal setting. And again, I want to reinforce that effective professional goal setting is diametrically opposite to whatever the sales fraternity talks about when they talk about traditional goal setting methods. The two cannot align and will never align, and yet it is still being taught en masse and has been taught decade after decade in the sales industry. And that concerns me greatly. Now, this is a vital clue, because what I'm about to reveal is considered both basic as well as foundational by professional salespeople. but sadly, not the preferred method of those that make it their priority to teach their so-called traditional method. Moreover, many will even go on to say that there are those who are natural goal setters and they have no need of any method because they set their goals naturally. What a lot of poppycock. And it's a method that seems to have been passed down from one untrained sales trainer, I mean formerly untrained, to another formerly untrained sales trainer, and this has been going on for decades. And this is also the reason why I won't teach this concept known as traditional sales training. I have no idea what it is, but it keeps being taught week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, and decade in and decade out. Now, this is a method I have a great deal of trouble either accepting as fact or even teaching as a form of goal-setting basics. And here is the fundamental reason why I won't teach it. Because if that method used by those so-called natural goal setters is so good, why is it they are either rarely or even more likely never among the top 1% who work at creating, developing, and thinking through a method of acceptability for achieving any of the goals they set? So, simply put, if the best salespeople or high-level business entrepreneurs won't use this method, why would anyone in their right mind want to use it as a foundational goal-setting method? It's flawed, it's unworkable, and yet we are expected to take it on as our preferred method of goal setting? Nah, no way. And again, I want to warn the genuine sales goal setter, those that want to move forward in the industry, not to listen to or follow these proponents of unworkable goal setting methods. They didn't make the grade as a salesperson, and if you followed their advice, you won't make the grade as a salesperson either. Now, let me put it another way. Would you expect an architect or an engineer to design and build a structure in which the foundation is flawed or less than perfect? Of course you wouldn't. That would be unacceptable. So why accept a goal-setting structure in which the foundation is flawed or less than perfect? I think that's both a vital and a very intelligent question for you to ponder on. So enough of the diplomacy that's now gone on for decade after decade after decade. The reality is, the majority of people in smaller to medium-sized companies that have been there as sales trainers, in some cases, they've been there as sales trainers for 20, 30, 40 years. And they're the same ones that were taken off the road because they didn't make the grade as salespeople. And those companies thought rather than putting on somebody and taking them off the road that were very proficient in selling as a sales trainer, that these people that couldn't sell were put in as sales trainers as a stopgap measure so that at least they would train these people with something. It didn't work then, it's still not working now, and unfortunately, the whole sales industry, the platform of selling, the platform of goal setting, the platform of moving from one level to another as salespeople, has been compromised to the point where it's been jeopardized. So please take it on board. Stop listening to the people with no runs on the board, those that have never been and never will be, that are still out there training other people the art of selling. What they've got is the part of manipulation, and it doesn't work, and it never has worked in selling. We need to be ethical, we need to be genuine, and we need to follow advice from those with the runs on the board. No other advice will work for you when it comes to goal setting. So here's the process the majority of supersellers will adopt. I want to share the simplest method the elite of the salespeople or high-level business entrepreneurs are prepared to use. And also please understand that if this method didn't provide the foundation that would take them to a level they aspire to, why would anybody in their right mind want to use this method? It's as simple as that. And because it's a simple workable formula, it's easy to see why it's a preferred method of the supersellers as a foundational blueprint that they have adopted beyond the goal setting basics.